Okay, sorry about that little interruption with my battery. Unfortunately, I only had like 7% fucking left, so I'm surprised that shit even lasted that long for about 6-7 minutes of me ranting and shit. Well, not ranting, going off topic about the stuff I was talking about, like I was talking about earlier with Entropy looking like, not Entropy, but Sacha Baron Cohen being one of the real funny ass actors or whatever. I used to like as top 15, top 20 funniest comedic actors back in the 2000s, even up to now, of all time, in my own personal opinion. I was talking about that. And I talked about like how his costume as like the clock time creator, inventor, or god, commander, boss, whatever title he was. I think it was like the time maker, the clicker, whatever his fucking name was in that movie. But I think his name was Time Lord. I don't know. And like I don't know, his whole costume outfit looked like from fucking a real life cosplay version of fucking Entropy from the Crash Bandicoot series. That's how I was saying. So I wouldn't be surprised if the directors and producers, whatever publisher company that was for that movie was, I don't know, maybe they were a big fan of Crash Bandicoot. I think it was the dude that always made a lot of movies with fucking Johnny Depp. Those real weird ass goth emo scenester movies that a lot of emo scenester kids back in the day used to like. This guy, I think Tim Burton. Same one that made Nightmare Before Christmas back in the 90s. I remember that shit because that was probably one of my favorite animations at that time. Not because at the time I wanted to be emo scenester. I know in the 90s, I don't know in the 70s or 80s this exists, but in the 90s, being a gothic person was pretty much the emo at that time. Until like the early mid 2000s, that's when that became a thing. Emos and shit, and scenesters and all that. Other than that, yeah, there was that, and then I also talked about a couple other things. What was it? Oh yeah, there was one other thing about like me being super hyped for this weekend, even though last week it came out, the movie came out at the time, but also busy with E3 and going above my job, so I didn't really have time to watch it. But this Saturday, I'm going to be watching it because it came out last week. Was the Tupac movie, which was based on All Eyes on Me, based on his true life story and all that shit. So I'm hyped as fuck for that, even though I'm probably going to be like maybe 1 out of 3 or 4 Latinos. I'll probably go and see that. And no offense, I'm not saying every black person, maybe some, but not all. Not every black person's like this. I know it's probably going to be a couple like black dudes are going to be in there like wilding out and going crazy and shit like, pop that my nigga right there, bro. That was a real ass gangsta ass nigga, like that type of shit. I know I'm probably going to have to deal with that at the end of the movie or some shit. And I'm probably going to talk about, unfortunately, like a lot of touchy, controversial topics like racism and like police brutality and like drug infestations in the hood and all that shit. Which I'm not going to talk about. That's something I used to talk about in my criticism guy channel like almost 2 years ago. And I talk about that on my VidMe account too, so follow me on there if you want. Other than that, yeah, I also talk about that. Oh, there was one more other thing I really, really wanted to talk about too. I completely left this shit off topic. I don't know why the fuck I didn't talk about it before I started this article session review here. Was that the fact that, what was it called? Oh man, I'm trying to remember what it was. It was something really funny too, man. I don't know what the fuck that was. Oh man, it's on the tip of my fucking tongue. Oh yeah, like oh, there we go. It has something to do with the My Little Pony movie that's coming out in December. I think it's like a week before or after Christmas, I'm not sure. But the episode I saw a couple days ago, even though it's like almost a week and a half old, and I know Kana got it like a week earlier, that fucking, oh my god. Hasbro and DHS, they just knocked this shit out the park. I wasn't too crazy about the name they gave her, but I always had a feeling this would have been like straight out made out of fan fiction from like fanfiction.net or like Equestria Daily. For any of my bronies and Pegasus out there who watch my videos, thank you very much. You guys are the real fucking MVP. Other than that, yeah, I know last week the one that came out 2 days ago was the Pinkie Pie episode, which was not asking for trouble. That one was funny as fuck, but not as good as the other one before that. Holy shit, I'm surprised it was in the mid-season finale instead of this one. I mean, that one was a good, decent episode. We got C Gummy again, which was cool as fuck, but holy fucking shit, though, man. My lord, they ended up giving Princess Celestia an evil version alter ego of herself, which is called Daybreaker. And I seen a couple of pictures of it 2-3 weeks ago earlier, but I decided not to go into spoilers and all that shit, but I really, really wanted to go in completely blind in this episode, because I really wanted to check out who she was for myself, and my god, I guess she's complete opposite of Nightmare Moon, because instead of her making a night last forever, she wants like daytime and sunlight to be out forever, never go into night. It's crazy. And Nicole Oliver, she did both of the voices, just like how Tabitha St. Germain did Princess Luna Nightmare Moon. So shout out to that chick. I mean, the only other cartoon I've ever heard her do voice acting for was a Littlest Pet Shop, and that was it. She like, I think her name was Mrs. Twampy or something, Twampy. So I know her and Ashley Ball, the one that does Rainbow Dash and Applejack's voice. She did the main character in that show too. I think the name was like Blight or Bright Light. I don't know. Other than that, yeah. Links in the description box down below. Card title on the side if any people want to see, want to read the article of session review with me. And here we go. And the person, like I said before, I'll say it again. I only got through one sentence before I stopped the video, so I still got to go through this SonicForces character design feature that they're going to be having later on when I think it's October, November this game comes out, or September, so not too long from now. And then the Samus Returns freaking game for the 3DS XL and 2DS for Nintendo. And I would have talked about a little bit about the whole freaking freak out that millions of people probably did reactions for already, which I already did a little bit myself. But I did it with the whole Nintendo spotlight of that reaction. But Metroid 4 is going to be an official thing for Nintendo Switch. So I know a lot of motherfuckers that were Pokemon fans. I guess this makes it up to them if they were Metroid fans as well. So other than that, let's begin. So it says this past March. Oh, one other thing, man. Oh, I love her design. Her design is so much more badass, man. Shout out to Hasbro and DHX, all the artists out there that made Daybreaker, because I've already seen a lot of fan art and DeviantArt and popsomething.com, I forgot what it was, and a couple other websites out there. My lord. Woo! Fucking awesome. Surprised there's no fucking R34 for it yet. But other than that, here we go. So it says this past March, fans were offered the first gameplay trailer for the forthcoming SonicForces video game. And that's where I stopped at. Now, Sega has released a brand new clip of the showcases a sleek customization feature. This marks the first time in history of the co-verted franchise that the players can play as their own custom hero. This will be a total of 7 different kinds of animals to choose from, such as dogs, cats, wolves, rabbits, birds, bears, and of course, hedgehogs. So there's that. There should have been a lot more. I'm surprised that there wasn't like, I don't know, like, what's it called? Eagles, and what else? Not aliens, but eagles, fish, and what else? Bees and insects, like Charmy. You know, that would have been cool as fuck. Or Chaos, I don't know. So let's keep it moving. So it says there will be, oh, I already read that part. Each species has its own unique ability and various gadgets. Not to mention your hero will fight enemies alongside the original characters of the game's narrative. Watch the trailer above and expect SonicForces to be releasing this coming holiday season. Oh, and this website is called The Verge or whatever. So I already read lots of articles from them before. Okay, hold on one second. Alright, so now let's talk about the other one. The only thing I can say about it as far as overall thoughts, views, and opinions on it, that's probably going to be one of the coolest ass fucking Sonic games of all time. You know, granted, it's going to give a lot of fanboys and fangirls of the Sonic Sega series, even though it's a Nintendo series now, a lot of fucking, oh man, a lot of fucking freedom to create however they want their character to be like. And I totally forgot to play this whole time. Whoops. Other than that, yeah, let's get into these other things. Oh, yeah, and another thing, which would be really cool as fuck, I want to see if they get any other different individual superpowers, because they said they get their own customized, like, different talents and different abilities that they get, so they might get different, I don't know, superpowers and all that shit. And, of course, I feel like the one that's going to be, like, chosen the most is the hedgehog animal. That's probably going to be chosen, like, a shit ton of the most. Other than that, oh yeah, and then they did show a whole bunch of other different customization. They should have like metal versions of like their own customizable characters, like Metal Sonic. They already got Metal Sonic and Metal Knuckles. If they had a shit ton of other customizations where you could do that, and they had like a metal feature, that would be amazing as fuck. Unless that's gonna be for like DLC, you gotta pay extra for that. I'll be totally willing to buy that shit. Hell fucking yeah, that would be amazing. Because Metal Knuckles, I liked him a lot more than Metal Sonic. Because you know, Knuckles was actually my first favorite Sonic character before. I mean, Sonic was cool as fuck too. He was decent. It wasn't the best character though. It was always Knuckles for me. And then when Sonic Adventure 2 came out, when Shadow was first introduced, he ended up becoming my all-time favorite character. Which even to this day, he's still my favorite Sonic the Hedgehog character. And Knuckles is probably like my second. Other than that, the only thing I didn't like was when they created Sonic Boom, they just made him look weird as fuck, man. They made him look like some freaking giant steroid using like thug motherfucker, and I didn't like that. What the Sonic team and Nintendo or Sega, whoever was controlling that game and the TV series, I don't like what they did to his feature there. Other than that, I was just checking my digital clock over there. This one's going to be a little bit longer, but I may or may not cut it in half, depending on if I remember that or not. But this one comes from this one also comes from The Verge as well. I'm surprised. I thought it was just the other one. Oh, this one's from hyperbeast.com. This wasn't from The Verge for the Sonic character development article session. Now let's get on to this one. Okay, so this one is from Andrew Webster. Shout out to him for making this article. And the article says, Samus Returns is a confident throwback to the Metroid's roots. A new coat of paint, but that's that same old feeling. And let's begin. So it says, after years of neglect, Metroid is back. Yesterday, Nintendo revealed the 2 new entries of the iconic sci-fi exploration series. One, Metroid Prime 4 on the Switch, isn't due for some time, but the Nintendo 3DS title, Samus Returns, is launching on September 15th. And it's not just the first proper Metroid game since 2010. It also returned with the series of roots. Samus Returns is a remake of Metroid 2 of the original Game Boy. And it's the first traditional 2D Metroid release in over a decade. The announcement may have come to a surprise as to many, but it's far from a new idea or a series for co-creator Yoshio Sakamoto. Hopefully I didn't butcher that Japanese name. So this quote, I've been wanting to create a 2D model of Metroid for a while, he says. And he goes on to say, I had a chance to play through a 20-minute demo that represented an opening sequence of the game. Just like in the original Metroid 2, Samus Returns is only with a titular bounty. Titular? I've never heard of that name. Titular? Bounty landing on the desolate planet SR-388, and then exploring the hostile caves of the angry aliens, including energy-sucking Metroids. As in most Metroid games, you start pretty powerless. You need to seek out abilities like the Morph Ball and Charge Shot, which in turn, help you open up with new areas to explore. Samus Returns is a 2D game that features 3-dimensional graphics, but the more detailed visuals don't slow down to the place at all. In fact, Samus Returns is a much tighter action experience compared to the now ancient Metroid 2. Samus can now aim in any direction and chain together attacks. If you time it right, you can bat away an enemy and then immediately blast it with a critical laser shot. It feels fast and fluid, and with a sense of immediacy that fits well within the series. Outside of its tighter action and more detailed visual, Samus Returns also includes a number of enhancements based around the 3DS hardware. For one thing, it's a rare game that actually makes a great use of the handheld's 3D glasses-free 3D effect, lending a sense of depth to the world. I found myself stopping to catch details into the background, like the corpses of the unlucky cave explorers, and unlike almost every other 3DS game I played, I didn't want to turn the 3D effect off. Meanwhile, the second screen is also put to use by displaying the in-game map at all times, making exploration a little bit more easier. You can even place pins on the map that are just like in the Breath of the Wild series to remember where your areas might be to where you might want to explore later. Sakamoto says that he, quote, wasn't actually aware, unquote, of that feature being in the latest Legend of Zelda game. Oh, I can finish this whole article. It's a lot shorter than I thought. All right. Let me get my drink on real quick before I keep going. That water's warm as fuck. I should have got another batch of cold one. If only I would have known that I was going to do a second part of this video. All right, so let's keep it moving. So it says Sakamoto served as the designer of the original Metroid series, and he directed its successor, Super Metroid, but he didn't actually work on Metroid 2. That said, he believes that the portable game has an important place within the series. with which is one of the main reasons that he wanted to remake it. And then he says, quote, again, this is him talking to me. In terms of the Metroid 2 series, it was that was a Game Boy Advance game. It was quite a while back then, and it hadn't been revisited, he explains. Metroid 2, I feel, has a really important place in the Metroid franchise's history. It introduces us to a baby Metroid for the first time. And there are a lot of important elements in that title, unquote. When Sakamoto is helming the production. Alright, almost got lost there for a second. When Sakamoto is helming the production, the game is actually being developed as a collaboration between Nintendo and Spanish studios Mercury Steam, who's best known for work who's best known that work is arguably the Castlevania reboot Lords of Shadows in 2010. And he goes on to say, quote, It's this really nice meld of each company's experience and ideas and the flavors that we have been bringing to this series, unquote. Sakamoto says of the collaborative process between the two developers. And then it says, quote, what we do to preserve some of that originality yet add to it, unquote. And then it goes to say, like, of course, as with any reimaginations, there are also always the potential that any new features in the Samus Returns could dilate the essence of the original experience. Metroid is known for its challenging gameplay and moody atmospheres, and with better aiming, faster action, and a more useful map. It's possible that some of that feeling will be lost in Samus Returns. It's a question that the development team struggled with when they started working on the game 2 years ago. And he goes on to say, quote, what do we think that the preserve... Oh, wait, let me read that again. What do we do to preserve some of that originality added yet to it? Asked Sakamoto. And he says, quote, I think the key is that you're only adding things that improve upon the core concept. You're not changing things that just change things. It's really not that different from creating a game from scratch. You're just looking around to build some of the fun and enjoyable features, unquote. Metroid 2 Samus Returns, Metroid Samus Returns, there we go, is a game that fans have been asking for quite some time. And for Sakamoto, announcing the title yesterday provided a profound sense of relief. It's both a game fans were clamoring for and a game that he has yearned to make. And the last quote he says, I've had this sense of anticipation. He says over at the E3 reveal, I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to tell people that we were doing this, unquote. And yep, that's pretty much it. So overall thoughts, views, and opinions on that, because I already finished SonicForces overall thoughts, views, and opinions on what I thought about that shit and what they can do to improve the DLC and all the amazing shit that game's probably going to end up having, obviously. It's going to sell millions and billions all over the world. It always does, just like with any other Nintendo game like Kirby, Pokemon, Legend of Zelda, what else? Possibly Donkey Kong, who knows? And let me think. And whenever they make the Smash Bros. Games. So it's probably going to be, not next year, and probably approximately once this Nintendo Switch life is at its end. So probably 2021 or 2024 maybe. And a couple of years from now. Probably going to be somewhere in the 2020s when that gets made. If it gets made and released in 2018 or 2019, I'd be shocked as fuck, man, honestly. Because that would have been way too early. Plus that dude, Masahiro Sakurai, he busted his ass the hell off making almost like 200 plus fighters for the original, not the original Smash game, but Smash Bros. Wii U edition. Man, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's in like the 2020s, which by then, I'd be hyped as fuck for another thing that's going to be coming out for Nintendo, which is fucking Nintendo World Amusement Park from Universal Studios, and I am going to be betting your ass. I want to be one of the first motherfuckers that get to ride those things. Honestly, ride those coasters and get as much merchandise as I fucking can, honestly. So, rest in peace the wallet, aka rip the wallet, because I might be going bankrupt after all the fucking merchandise I buy from that place. So that means Nintendo World in New York City is not going to be the only place you can get merchandise from anymore. Other than that, overall thoughts, views, and opinions on this game. Metroid 4, I don't know how the fuck that's going to be. I don't know if it's going to play like the original NES or Super Nintendo Entertainment System, aka the SNES, or the GameCube games like how Metroid Prime and Metroid Echoes played, or Metroid Other M for the Wii U, or for the Wii, not it didn't come out for the Wii U. I'm really suspenseful and very I'm really curious to see what they're gonna do with Metroid Prime 4. That's gonna be amazing. So I don't know if it's gonna be Metroid 4 or Metroid Prime 4. I don't know what it's gonna be like. Only thing I know is it's gonna be extremely epic as fuck. Hopefully it's not like Metroid the Other M. You know, granted, fucking one of the most successful video games of all time that was made for NES Studios from let's see. Oh, I can't believe I forgot. Square Enix. Or Square Enix, as I used to call it. I'm not. It's usually called Square Enix nowadays, but the same people that made the old school PS1, PS2 game, Parasite Eve, and then Final Fantasy, and I think parts of, I don't know if they had any deals or had any development for the Metal Gear Solid series, unless that was just all Konami at that time. And of course the Final Fantasy series, that's the biggest thing that Square Enix is known for, and of course Kingdom Hearts as well, which I love the crap out of that game, but I never really cared too much for Final Fantasy though. No offense to any Final Fantasy fans that are watching this, but I just, it never really, like, pulled or gravitated me towards that time of... Plus, I didn't really care about a lot of MMORPGs at the time when I was a 90s kid when the first Final Fantasy games came out. That's why I never really had, like, a lot of, like, enjoyment or interest in those type of series and that type of game. But other than that, last but not least, let's talk about the one for 2DS XL, or no, 3DS and 2DS XL. Even though a lot of people we're going to get pissed the fuck off and, oh no, another Samus game, even though granted it has been almost 10 years since the last Samus game came out for like 2002 or 04 at that time. Excuse me. But yeah, man, I saw a lot of the gameplay for this thing and it looks fucking spectacular as shit, man. Absolutely one of the greatest looking games that could probably be on for the 3DS. And I know a lot of people want to say, oh, they want to move out for the 3DS and 2DS XL. Nintendo has to stop making it, even though granted they have like a shit ton of more extra video gaming title IPs on the 3DS XL and then like the 2DS, which is going to be coming out next month in July. Which I really wish, I said this before in the 2DS XL like announcement last month in late May. I think it was around Memorial Day at the time when I uploaded it. So about 4 or 5 weeks ago when I uploaded that video. I was a little pissed off and jealous that like Japan got like the really cool orangey, yellow, white stripe looking 2DS XL. I wish we would have got that here in the United States because we're only getting that dark blue green one. Which I'm not saying that it's not a really shitty crap ass color. It looks okay, but it's just I like the color orange and yellow a little bit more than I do with blue. I mean, blue's a decent ass color, but man, it just doesn't look as like appealing as the other one did, you know. So hopefully they make faceplates for those and shit. Yeah, but other than that, my God, I want to see what this whole story is going to be like for the 2DS XL and 3DS because it looks super interesting. I saw a lot of gameplay for it when I was watching the Nintendo Treehouse a couple days ago when they were showing their little presentation on there, and they showed their 2 amiibos. One of them looked cool as fuck. It has Samus Aran just doing her original pose when she's doing the little crouch thing when she has her little, not zap cannon gun, like one of their fusion bomb like gun things or whatever that she uses. And then the other one has what's really weird ass amiibo. I have not seen any amiibo that Nintendo's created so far that looks weird as shit like this, because the Metroid that they made, it's like all gooey, like jelly or something like that. The way they made it, it's like its whole brain is like completely exposed. And it looks cool as fuck, but I have a feeling those two are going to be fucking, they're absolutely going to be fucking sold out immediately. Other than that, that's pretty much all I got to say about the game, and I'm looking forward to see what the bosses are going to look like on there, and it looks pretty fucking smooth, because I think they only showed like 2 stages of a level or whatever, or 2 worlds, and after that they cut it off, so yeah, I'm looking forward to probably picking this game up, because I would love to play the shit out of this thing for hours on end, if I get the chance to, if I'm not working and stuff, so on the weekends I know I'm going to be at right here playing the crap out of Metroid 2 Samus Returns hours on end, who knows. But with that said, that's all I got to say for now, ladies and gentlemen. I've already did 2 parts of this video. I apologize for the battery fucking dying on me. I'm professional as fuck, but fortunately it had to be done. And that's it. Oh, and I can't wait. I'm surprised they didn't do like a Zero Suit Samus type of freaking amiibo again like they did before when the whole Smash Bros. Thing was still around at the time. And I'm done here. Links in the description box down below. Card title inside if any people want to read the articles, both of the articles that I went through on your own time. And I'm out of here. Time to wrap the video up. Peace out once again, bros, women, bronies, and Pegasus Otakus, Nikki Gamodis out there. I will see you when I see you. You guys have a good day, have a good night, wherever you are at around the world. Don't drink, smoke weed at the same time. Don't do anything reckless. Keep it calm, keep it cool, keep it chill, keep it collective out there. And until then, next time, guys, peace out, ladies and goodbye. Stay tuned, more videos coming soon. Brand new videos on the channel almost every single day. Stay on the grind, stay easy, stay safe, stay healthy. Be easy, be do to yourself. Peace out, my sauerkraut. I'm gone. I'm getting the hell out of here. Stay tuned, more future content on the channel. Stay tuned, more updates. And of course, as always, stay safe, everyone. Stay tuned, more future content, commentary, and blogs on the channel, such as Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, PC gaming news, and of course, on this side of the room, my anime, otaku related, and of course, video game article session reviews and journalistic reading reviews on this side of the room. And on that side of the room, my overhype reaction reviews for anything that's MLP fan animation related and Pokemon fan animation related, overhype reaction review segments on that side again. And of course, as always, my Marvel, DC, action, comedy, movie trailers, video game trailers, anime, otaku related, regular reaction review segments on that side of the room again. And last but not least, my video responses and my rants. Peace out, ladies, and goodbye. Hopefully you guys had a good ass time last week watching every single little thing at E3 that you probably were hyped as fuck for. You probably crapped your pants when you saw certain things. Except for, unfortunately, Sony, which they only had like 4 games I was really interested in, excluding, you know, the whole Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy, which of course was Spider-Man, God of War, that Mausi, I think it's called Mousewets, like the little 5 Goes West looking little game that was for PlayStation VR. There was that one that looked really cool as shit, and a couple other ones as well. And just not as many as I thought there was going to be. And then of course that was the Detroit Become Human. That kind of looked like the Deus Ex Human type of thing. I don't know why. It just gives me that type of vibe. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got to say. Oh, and I still haven't even seen the full freaking live stream thing for Ubisoft or Ubisoft. I know a lot of people call it, I think, Ubisoft, but me, I like calling it Ubisoft. I don't know why. I just called it that a lot longer. I heard that Morena chick, the black girl, what was her name, that was the host for that series. I don't know what it was, but I think she wasn't hosting it this time. It was some other chick. I know for the EA Electronics Sports Stand, I think the only thing they even focused on the whole time was like Star Wars Battlefront. It was some real super hot ass sexy model actress chick or whatever. I think from one of the official movies. I think for not for The Force Awakens, but for the other ones. The second one after that, I forgot what it was called. But other than that, yeah, I heard that she was ended up being the one that hosted the EA Electronic Arts E3 convention press conference. That's pretty fucking crazy. Other than that, I still gotta watch the Ubisoft one. So yeah, I'm gonna see what brand new games are coming out for that. The only 2 ones I knew that was coming out for that one was I think besides obviously like the Assassin's Creed ones and the Rayman one with Mario. Holy shit, that was wild as hell. Is of course the Just Dance game, and remember that Ubisoft doesn't have like a console thing or whatever system that they made. I think they're just publishers for a lot of other games, and that's it. Like Bethesda is. Other than that, peace out, ladies, and goodbye. Talk to you guys soon. Take it easy. Peace out. Happy early 4th of July. If any of you guys live here in the U.S., eat as much hot barbecue and hot dogs as you can. And hot dogs and hamburgers. I'm out of here. Peace out.